Hello friends, welcome. In this video I am going to explain you guys about CSS properties, position absolute and position relative properties. So let's get started. So I will open up my text editor and create a new file and also save it as a position.html in my desktop. So save it, and now first of all let's write some HTML codes. So our document title will be position, and inside this body tag I will create a div and with class big box. So now I'll give some style to this big box and height 400 pixels of height and border of 10 not 10 pixel 5 pixel solid black. So let's preview our document in our web browser. So here is our position.html file, and I will open up with Firefox. So this is our big box and of height 400 pixels, and it has a border width of 5 pixels. So now let's get back to our document, and inside this big box I will create another div element with class box, and inside this box I will write box1, and let's create similar boxes here. Five, 4, 3, 2. So let me give some style to this box. Height of 100 pixels, width of 150 pixels, and margin of 5 pixels, not margin, bottom 5 pixels, margin of 5 pixels, and display line block and border of 2 pixels solid green. And let's get back to our browser and refresh our page, and these are our 5 boxes, and this gap is 10 pixels and this gap is 5 pixels because we have given 5 pixels of margin to our box class, and here these boxes have 5 pixels of margin on each side. That's why this gap is 10 pixels and this gap is 5 pixels. So we have our boxes. So now let's get back. First of all, let me clear this, and let's get back to our document, and now I will give another class to this box 2. I'll give a relative class and write here relative. So now relative class I will give some. First of all I will give position relative to this class, and also left 0 and top 0. So we have position relative and and this is a left offset 0 and top offset 0. So first of all, let's get back to our browser and refresh our page. So this is our position relative property with position relative property element, and we see there is no difference in position here because we have given the offset of 0 from left and top from its default position. So I will show you. So I will give this 100 pixels. So we have given left 100 pixels. So if I refresh this page, so this box 2 has shifted here and its position earlier was here. So this box 2 has shifted 100 pixels from its default position towards the left. So let's clear this. So in position relative property, the element will be shifted relative to its default position, as its default position was here and now its position is now here because we have given left 100 pixels. So it has shifted 100 pixels left. Now let me inspect this and show you another thing. So now if I increase this left offset, and so here this was the default position of this box 2 and now it is empty, and this space is not occupied by any other elements here. So in position relative property, first of all, the default position of this element, if of that element won't be occupied by other elements, and another thing is that the position relative element will be positioned relative to itself, as we have given the left offset from its relative position. So this box has shifted to this position. So now I will clear this, and we will give another property. First of all, let me give here 0 offset so that it will get back to its default position. And now I will give another class to this box 3, and I'll write here absolute, and here I will give some style to this absolute class. First of all, position absolute, and left 0 and top 0. So now let's also, I would like to add some background color RGBA 0, 0, 255, 0.7, and color white. So let me refresh my page. So this is our absolute property element box 3, and which is positioned here. So as we have given left offset of 0 and top offset of 0, it has started from this corner, from the starting point of this document, which is here. And as we had given the margin of 5 pixels, this is 5 pixels of margin. So this box has literally started from this top left corner, and And another thing we notice is that this was the original position of this box 3, and which is now occupied by box 4. So in position absolute property, the default position of the element will be occupied by other elements. And another thing is that this box 3 has started from this top left corner, because we have given left offset of 0 pixels and top offsets of 0 pixels. And so that this box 3 has started from this top left corner, because it will this box 3 with position absolute property will be positioned relative to its HTML element, and which is this whole document. This whole page is the HTML element. And so that this absolute property element is now positioned relative to this whole document. So now let's make clear this, and I will show you another thing about position absolute property. So here we have the big box, which is the parent element of these boxes. So if I give this big box position relative property, and if I refresh this page, so we see that it is positioned now here. Because in absolute position absolute property, in position absolute where is my so in position absolute property, the element will be positioned relative to its parent element if its parent element is positioned relative. So in our case, now we have given position relative element to this big box. That is why this position the absolute property element is now positioned relative to its parent element, and it has started from here, this top left corner of the big box, and this is the 5 pixels of margin. So this absolute property element has started from here, and it is positioned now relative to its parent element because of position relative property of its parent element. So in summary, position absolute property, by giving position absolute property to an element, the default position of the element will be occupied by other elements. And another thing is that the element will now be positioned relative to its parent element if its parent element is positioned relative, or else it will be positioned relative to the HTML element, that is the whole document. So thanks for watching my video.